Hey, what's up, guys? I'm the Sports Enthusiast, and this is episode 1 of the March Madness Show. And that is the first of many season-defining buzzer beaters that are right around the corner. Right around now is when conference championships begin in college basketball. As you already know, you win the conference tournament, you go to the big dance. So Presbyterian came up clutch with that amazing buzzer beater. I mean, shout out to that guy. Just what a great shot. That's unforgettable. So that was more of a small conference, but the big conference tournaments are starting soon as well. For example, the Atlantic 10 starts March 9th. The ACC, March 8th. The Big 12, March 9th. The Big East, March 9th. The Big 10, March 9th. As well as the Pac-12, March 9th. And these are all big conferences. You already know that there's going to be amazing stories and all that come with the tournament. So these are just the beginnings of these tournaments, and they go for a couple days all the way up to the conference championship, which we're all going to be watching out for, let's be honest. And it's a pretty exciting time. If you want to know everything about all of the conference tournaments and what times they are, what time every game is, what channel they're on, anything you need to know is on bloggingthebrackets.com. Great website with incredible depth on who's playing who in every conference tournament. Make sure you check it out. This is the time where it starts to get real serious in all the college basketball locker rooms. Conference tournaments can either jumpstart your tournament run, they can end your season. I mean, seniors, they're fighting for their lives, really. I mean, if they're on a team who's not going to get in without winning, then they gotta win. So it gets real crazy because people are fighting for their lives to get into the tournament, and it's a fun sight. So make sure you tune into these conference tournaments, and I mean, they're gonna be super entertaining. Just make sure you check them out. All right, aside from conference championships, let's talk about one of the most entertaining and personally my favorite player in college basketball. So this guy is a little bit of an outlier from others because he's been at Oklahoma for 4 years. So most college basketball players who are thought of as superstars leave before they're seniors, but this guy is a monster and he's a senior at Oklahoma. So now we're going to check out a highlight video of Buddy Hield. I mean, just look at this dude. He's an absolute monster. He can shoot from anywhere. He's got the range of a dead-eye shooter. He can attack. He can pull up. I mean, he's just a scoring machine. So some people question Buddy Hield towards the NBA, which I think is ridiculous. I think he will translate great into the NBA myself, but some say he doesn't have the ability. I don't really understand why. I'm not a professional scout, so I can't say that they're wrong, but I personally think Buddy Hield is going to have a major impact in the NBA. With his ability for scoring, I know most NBA players have the knack for scoring, but this dude can really light it up. And that's what's needed for the NBA. So, as you can see, he's just three after three, drive after drive. It doesn't matter. He's going to score he can score whenever. So, you always got to be watching out for Buddy Hield. You got to put your best defender on him. I mean, he can be a game changer. He's just an absolute monster. I mean, just look at this dude's ability. Everything he can do is it's ridiculous. Now, there are tons of great basketball players in the NCAA right now. Chris Dunn, Denzel Valentine. I mean, they're great players too. This guy's just personally my favorite. He's very entertaining. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this. And, comment down below, who do you think the best player in college basketball right now is? And also comment, what college basketball player do you think will translate best to the NBA? Oh my gosh, I could watch these highlights forever. So that was Buddy Hield's highlight tape. Buddy Hield is currently second in the NCAA in scoring with 25.3 points per game behind James Daniel of Howard. Shout out to James Daniel. I like when players go all 4 years in college. I'm one of those who thinks people who are one and dones and two and dones, I don't really like how it affects college basketball. College basketball, which I think is already amazing, would be so much better if kids decide to stay for 4 years or 3 years at least, it would just improve the game so much. But I know that's not how it is. Buddy, on the other hand, this dude has been at Oklahoma for 4 years, and I mean, it's great. He's also shown that you can stay and you can improve. Like, he would definitely not have been a lottery pick his freshman year, but he stayed and he's improved, and I look up to it. It's great. Buddy Hield has the opportunity to be one of the most entertaining players in the NBA. People don't see it because they think, oh, he's a senior. If he was really good, he would have been 1 and done or 2 and done. But really, I think he has an equal chance of being great in the NBA. Now, on kind of a more funny note, let's look at number 14 on the NCAA scoring list right now. I mean, look at this. His name is Andrew Andrews. Yes, you heard that right. Andrew Andrews. Now, I have nothing against Andrew Andrews. This dude is a monster. He can score. He's a great basketball player. Plays at Washington. He's a senior. And he can shoot the lights out. But come on, man. That's a hilarious name. Andrew Andrews. That's hilarious. So, since this is the March Madness show, I'm going to give a tip at watching out for Oklahoma in March Madness this year. They have the opportunity to go all the way to the championship, I think. Now, they might not be your first choice to win the big dance this year, but I'd watch out for them. Buddy Hield's scoring ability means that they can beat any team. Now, they do have weaknesses, but make sure you watch out for them this year. All right, now let's move on to the huge amount of fluctuation in the AP rankings this year. So right now, let's look at the preseason rankings of the AP, week 1. So at number 1, we have North Carolina. Number 2, we have Kentucky. Number 3, we have Maryland. Number 4, we have Kansas. Number 5, we have Duke. Number 6, we have Virginia. Number 7, we have Iowa State. Number 8, we have Oklahoma. Number 9, we got Gonzaga. And number 10, we have Wichita State. All right. So you might be thinking, wow, some of those teams aren't even close to as relevant. Now let's look at week 17, the current AP standings. At number 1, we got Kansas. Number 2, we got Michigan State. Number 3, we have Villanova. Number 4, we have Virginia. Number 5, we have Xavier. Number 6, we have Oklahoma. Number 7, we have Miami. Number 8, we have North Carolina. Number 9, we have Oregon. And number 10, we have West Virginia. So as you can see, it looks a lot different. And let's give a major shout out to programs like Oregon, Xavier, and Villanova who are having outstanding years. Teams like them really weren't expected to do this well, and you just have to praise their hard work and the way that they're performing. I mean, no one expected it, but it's great. This is one of the reasons I think college basketball is great. You can't expect certain things to happen. You can't predict certain things. This year has been one of the biggest fluctuating top 10s in a long time. I mean, every single week, it seems like there's a different number 1 team. We got Oklahoma at number 1 at some points. Now we have Kansas. We had North Carolina. I mean, it's just all over the place. This has been one of the most unpredictable years of college basketball. Personally, these are some of my favorite types of years. I love years where there's no team that can just dominate everyone and nothing can be predicted. It's great. So after watching college basketball for many, many years in a row, I've kind of found a developing pattern. Every year, teams get closer and closer. Now, you might be thinking, wow, I've heard this one before, but it's really true. So if you look back years and years ago, there are teams that wouldn't lose. For example, UCLA. I mean, they won so much, and you knew they were going to win. When's the last time that there has been an outright team? People thought, hey, Kentucky's going to win the tournament. No one can beat them. They're unstoppable. Well, they lost. Duke won last year. They were undefeated. Kentucky was undefeated. But college basketball is so unpredictable now. I knew from the start that there was no way that they had no chance of losing. So, with this theory of the balancing of basketball power in college, with this theory, it makes making a bracket even harder because most people in their heads are like, okay, this is a number 1 seed, and that's a number 8 seed. The number 1 seed has to win, right? Well, no, that's just not how it is anymore. You have to look deeper. You have to look more into momentum. It's a lot harder to predict a winner now because of the evening power. Basketball is a lot harder to predict now, at least in the college level. Now, I can't say that a 16 seed's gonna beat a 1 seed, but I'm also not saying it couldn't happen. New upsets happen every year, and they surprise everyone. So you never know when any upset can happen. I mean, we've seen multiple 15-over-2s. We've even seen FGCU go super far into the tournament. No one expected that. We've seen so many upsets, you almost have to predict them now. Personally, this balancing of power couldn't get any better for me. I love the unpredictability of college basketball, and I'm sure you do too. The more and more unpredictable college basketball gets, the more and more entertaining it will become, especially in the NCAA tournament. Speaking of the NCAA tournament, Selection Sunday is March 13th. Holy crap, March 13th. I've been counting down the days ever since the college basketball season started. You better get excited. It is one of the best days in the world because you see who's in, who's out, and you see the matchups. You can start making your brackets. Now, there's only one thing better than Selection Sunday, the actual tournament itself. This year is set to be one of the best years in all of March Madness history. With the amount of losses in the top 10 this year, no one knows who's going to win. There's no outright favorite. Anyone can win this year, and you better watch out for some crazy upsets. So that's going to wrap it up for episode 1 of the March Madness show. If you enjoyed, make sure to stay tuned to my channel or subscribe. It would be great. Man, these sirens ruining the shot. Please comment and give me any feedback to help me grow and improve my channel. I'll happily take it. And also, if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, and please share with your friends or someone you think will enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Sports Enthusiast.